Imagine that your wife comes in and watches you with the headset on. She's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm just in the cupboard. Been here for hours. We won't leave. Demons." Hello and welcome to the Screenplay Podcast, the show all about video games and movies. If you're joining us for the first time, each week, one of myself, Nick, or Rubes will step into an imaginary elevator and pitch our hearts out, either turning a video game into a film or a film into a video game. Then the two remaining heads will have to decide whether or not they greenlight the project or if it's a game over. This week, taking to the floor, it's Rubel. Hello, mate.
Easy, buddy.
Easy, buddy. How have you been? How have you been since we last spoke?
Good, man. This might be slightly dated. Obviously we record a bit in advance, but I watched Conjuring last night.
At
the cinema.
Yeah.
Man, I had a really scary experience.
Was it that good?
No. The movie was like, it wasn't to my taste. It was fine. It just
Go on, stop a second.
What?
It wasn't to your taste. Why did you say that like it's a wine or something? Like it's some sort of caviar. It wasn't quite to my taste.
It was just too much glazing the Warrens. And it feels like
There's an
superheroes
image.
at this stage. It was just, I preferred the first two. But what was scary though, I was sitting next to this really old guy and he was just like shaking and coughing the whole time. I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to take this guy to a hospital at some point. Like, I was really afraid. And like every time there's a jump scare, and there's loads of jump scares.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, throwing like his popcorn all over the place, whether the original's coming out. I was just like, what is going on?
Jesus.
Terrifying.
Where did you watch the film? In like a care home or so?
Just the local
Cheaper
view
ticket.
cinema.
Yeah. I mean, what a great anecdote. So did you? Sorry, what came with that old man? Did you have to do anything with him?
No, he managed to survive. I think so. As soon as the film ended, I ran out because like if this guy has a heart attack, and I ain't got time to be taking him to the
Maybe
hospital.
people thought you were scared if they watched this guy run out the cinema. They're probably like, "Oh, that really affected him."
He would make this noise every time he escaped. Like, oh.
Really?
And I was, he was like terrified. I was like, why is he doing here? Like, it wasn't even that scary.
I was going to say, I've heard it's really not scary, and I've heard it's really. Actually, Nick, did you go see it as well?
No, I went and saw Demon Slayer instead.
Now that's the thing that's taken the world by storm, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems so. Yeah,
It's the K-pop thing.
No, that's K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's completely different.
thing.
Yeah.
How many demon projects are on the go?
They're both really good, man. K-pop Demon Hunters is brilliant.
I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Can I just guess what it is? Is it a K-pop band have to also hunt demons?
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. Like, when you think the whole world is wrong, why you're liking this thing, it's awful, right? And then that horrible feeling when you watch it, you're like, actually, I get it. They were right. I
heard the song in the gym today. I heard the song from it. I was like, the song slaps, the famous song from that film. Or the show, rather. But is it a bit like Sailor Moon? Is it by day they're this thing and by night there's something else?
I don't want to say too much about it. They have to hunt these demons and then
dead giveaway from the fucking title.
They're a girl group and then this boy group comes and they're like demons, but everyone starts to like them. So how do you stop them? And it's one of those films where as the story starts to slow down, they just chuck in a banger of a track and you forget what's going on.
Okay,
it's sick.
Whereas Nick, Demon Slayer was something else?
Yeah, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle. Great film, but frustratingly not structured like a feature film, structured like they're going to cut it up into individual episodes like they did with Mugen Train. So pacing was frustrating, but animation was great. The usual story beats and everything
It's part of a franchise.
But,
yeah. You look like you want to go to bed. Are you okay?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
The Demon Slayer was really, really bad, or there's something like interesting.
Yeah, no, it let me down a tiny bit, but I mean, I enjoyed it, but it did let me down a tiny bit. But yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I think I have heard of this franchise. Is this something you and Rubel watch together? Do you watch this?
Oh, we don't watch it together. No, we don't like get under the covers.
Not together, but when it gets released on Netflix, we probably watch it like at the same,
Yeah, we Netflix and chill. Yeah.
Holding each other's hands. Nice. All right. Lovely. Okay, cool. Well, that's a nice image in my head. Let's segue into today's spooky episode. Rubel, do you want to tell us what it's all about?
So segueing from demons, let's drop some titles here. Insidious, I'll be chatting about that, 2010. Directed by James Wan, written by Leigh Whannell, produced under the Blumhouse banner, starring Scream King himself, Patrick Wilson, as well as Rose Byrne and Lynn Shay. The movie in a nutshell, is about a family who are tormented by demons after their son gets trapped whilst astral projecting, made on a budget of 1.5 million, grossed over 100 million. So pretty popular. What do you guys think about it?
I was going to say, because last week or the week before we did Little Nightmares, that had a budget of 5 million. This Insidious has a budget of 1.5 million.
1.5
Unbelievable.
Peanuts. I think the reason it's so low budget, because James Wan and Leigh Whannell made Saw, right? And then like he had a few kind of movies that didn't do so well, like Dead Silence, a cult hit now, but it wasn't so
Great
big.
film. Great film.
Yeah, but at the time I think it bombed, and then you made Death Sentence with Kevin Bacon, which is also a really fun movie, but it didn't do gangbusters at the box office. And then they wanted to shake off that kind of torture label that they had, so they thought, let's go, back to basics, make a horror movie, like a proper scary horror film. So they came up with this, and obviously it was influenced by Poltergeist, which we all, I'm sure, love, and Carnival of Souls, which you should see if you haven't. It's really good.
It's the black and white film, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, it's very inspired by that. That's like quite vaudevillian looking thing, isn't it? With all the old, it's like a carnival. Yeah. Well, I want to jump to Nick on this one because I have my own thoughts and feelings. But Nick actually texted in the group chat the other day and said it's hilarious in some points. So I'm curious.
Obviously, this wasn't one I'd seen before. Rubel obviously mentioned in this episode, so I thought, right, got to go do my research.
Oh, you hadn't seen it before?
No. Horror's not really my favorite genre. So there's a few classics of the last, 10, 15 years that I haven't seen. So I jumped on it with the wife, and neither one of us really found it scary. And she finds a lot of things scary, and she didn't find this scary at all. So I was a bit confused as to why this was such a huge. I mean, obviously, I've missed the timing of it releasing. Obviously, it was back in 2010.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as scary as I thought, and it actually made me laugh in a few points.
And I was curious. Can you tell me which bit made you laugh?
Okay, so
yes, let's go. Let's go. Cook.
First of all, the Mormon Ghostbusters cracked me up.
Oh,
what were they about?
Yeah, but that's intentional. That was intentional.
I know, but it really, like, for something that was being quite serious, and it wasn't really sucking me in because it wasn't scaring me that much. That really, really took me out. I just fucking.
Can I just say, I was how old would I have been? I'd have been like 16 going to see that movie, 15, and I was grateful for them because I agree with you. The film wasn't that scary because they're so goofy. I felt in safe hands. Like nothing's going to get that terrifying. So they kind of take out all attention.
I can say that. Yeah. And there was a part that really cracked me up. Like literally laughed out loud. Was when the mum was telling Josh that she had seen these like images of a woman in the photos from when he was a kid. And the first one, it's what you imagine. It's like a little reflection in a windscreen or something like that. And then they progressively just get more and more ridiculous to the point where you're like, what was you hesitating about? Like the third photo, it's just a woman just standing right there. And I was just like, what the fuck? It was just it's ridiculous.
Imagine they did that now. You can just do generative fill, get rid of the ghost.
Imagine that's the new ad for Apple. Is the new iPhone 17 with new generative AI. It's a demonic ghost in your photo. Get rid of them at one click. That's so funny.
Oh my God.
That's
and then
so
there was
funny.
a couple of moments with the red-faced demon thing. Like, wasn't that scary?
Yeah.
And like, there's a couple of times where it kind of shoots over to him and he pulls like a face. He's just like,
oh yeah.
And I'm just
with
like,
his hooves
my
and his
God.
like
Yeah. The hooves, when they started walking, it was so...
What a masterpiece that film is.
I wonder how if you would have seen it differently if you had seen it when it came out 15 years ago, because watching it now, like the graphics don't hold up, right? We know that the CGI is pretty ropey, and then because there's been so many haunted house movies, it's kind of become like a bit funny now. But at the time, like I wasn't expecting this film. I went in not knowing what it was, and it had so many jump scares and stuff, and it started like actually like freaking me out in the cinema. But in the cinema, obviously, it's really loud as well.
Really? It spooked you in the cinema?
Yeah, I was like every jump scare got me because like they weren't telegraphed, right? Like nothing.
You just hate old white ladies. Just old white people.
I just never saw it coming. I just never saw it coming, and it kind of got me. It became my favorite horror film after that.
Unbelievable. But you are a big James Wan fan. I must say,
but it's because of this film, and also like you have to remember, like in the mid 2000s to late 2000s, like everything was just torture. those torture movies, right?
Mm.
Which obviously James Wan and Leigh Whannell started. That
I
with
disagree.
Saw.
That is the narrative. That I did some research today, and everyone was like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they invented Saw, they invented torture porn, and they wanted to break it by doing a good old fashioned horror film, and swing for it." But I think that's doing a disservice. Torture porn was definitely popular and was definitely all the rage, and Saw was in the cinema every year. I remember all that. But you still had conventional horror films coming up. I remember things like it was more a thriller horror, Gothica with Halle Berry and stuff.
Yeah,
there was a lot. There was a fair few different ones.
Of course,
that were
but
about.
like when you look at like the biggest selling movies at that time, it was like Saw, which I do like Saw, right?
Saw's
Then you
great.
had like Hostel, you had what's called Grotesque, you had Human Centipede, all this kind of stuff like Human Centipede, shit like that's like coming out because of Saw. Funny sidebar here, my wife got a producer a job offer for a film, and the film, it never said what the film title was. Once she accepted it, she got the contract. It was Human Centipede 2, and she's like, "Yeah, I ain't doing this shit." But
she should have done it. Why didn't she do it?
She didn't want to work on that. But anyway, at that time there were a lot of those torture films. And that was probably my least favorite subgenre of horror. And Insidious kind of pivoted horror away from that and into haunted house movies, and that's my favorite subgenre. So it did like something huge for horror, I think.
It did do something it did something in terms of James Wan horror films. This basically created the James Wan horror film blueprint in my mind. It's a bit more goofy than Conjuring.
You can tell he's kind of learning his craft in this film.
Yeah.
Conjuring, when he's perfected it.
So I remember in the cinema, I remember vividly the first 20 minutes being really tense and scary, and the kid goes to the attic, and it has inflections of The Exorcist, that scene in the attic, and you kind of it's tense, and there's that fire burning, or there's that glow from somewhere.
Yeah, like the sort of clanging of like nails on the floor, that sort of scratchy thing.
So I wonder if I haven't rewatched it for a while. I wonder if that would still hold up. And then I remember some of this always gets me, people standing still looking creepy in the darkness and stuff. But I don't think he quite got past the dead silence. That's got the old lady, the sort of dummy ventriloquist lady. The main woman here who's in all the photos, she still looks a bit like dead silence. So it's still kind of some of the bits are a bit ropey. Then you bring in the Ghostbusters, who are goofy and then really helped alleviate some tension in that cinema that I went to. Then they have the most amazing, and we'll spend some time talking about this, jump scare I think I'd seen in a horror film to that point, with the face behind during the conversation, the demon's face. But then, I mean, maybe it was a good exercise of show less, because the minute they go to this other realm at the end and you see him, then it feels like student film, throw every horror cliché.
I actually agree. Like for me, once it goes into the further, and I don't mind it going into the further, right? It kind of had to. Where else is it going to go? Because otherwise, it's just a remake of the Poltergeist. But once you get there, they just showed it to Martha. You see the demon guy, like Nike factory worker, doing some
had a sweatshop going on.
And then the guy pushes Josh, and he just like oversells it because they didn't have the budget for rope wiring and stuff. So he just like jumps like whoa, like Shawn Michaels against Hulk Hogan, just flying TV. That was a bit like, and I think that's like the film fell victim of its own like budget, right? Like they didn't have.
But then even then, they were probably watching it in the testing, and they were like, "Gosh, it's not scary enough. How do we make it more scary than the Night Factory? I don't know. Put this tune on." He's just there, and I was like, "This is." I was like, "This is goofy, man." I remember at the cinema just like laughing, and then the ending. Like, spoilers for everyone, when she takes the photo of him, and the old woman has become him.
I love that,
and
ending.
He goes,
I really enjoyed that ending.
But it goes like, I remember his acting made me howl, because he was like, "Why?" He's like, "Why would you do that? Why would you do that? What are you doing now?" Ah! And I was like, "Oh, this is like," and then it's an old lady. She jumps at the screen.
Talking of why would you do that? Patrick Wilson, like, isn't he a fucking dude? The Screen King, man. Fucking love that guy.
I was going to say,
like, he just seems like such a nice guy. Like, he's the kind of guy that you'd believe him if he was told you, like, "Oh, 1 minute I was making pancakes for my kids, and next thing I know, I'm being haunted by ghosts in the spectral realm," and you'd just believe it and feel sorry for him. Like, what a guy.
Well, I think James Wan loves him because he's in other stuff, isn't he? He's in The Conjuring with him. He's used him in Aquaman. I think he really, really likes him.
I don't know if I like him. I must say, I've always thought he was like so boring to watch on screen. He was in the Watchmen film. Zack Snyder. I think he's just very. He has no character to his face. He looks like Renter Man. He looks like generic man number one.
He's supposed to be your everyman.
He looks like if Paul Rudd and Chris Pratt had a love child. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, like, look at him in this film, right? He looks such like a nice guy and everyman. Like, his family are being terrorized by a demon, right? He wakes up and he's like, hey babe, made you some pancakes. Look after the kids. Don't forget to bathe them. Don't get killed. Just goes and marks some school
And it
papers,
doesn't come home
and you
till
forgive
half
him.
10 at night.
Yeah, you forgive him because
you forgive him for
why
that
should
being
he deal with this shit? Like, you know what I
Father
mean?
of the Year.
Let his wife deal with the demon, and he'll just.
I mean,
mark
man
school
goes to the
papers.
other world for Dalton, doesn't he? He goes to the other world where he just has to push loads of ghosts around. So it's honestly the ghosts everywhere. Like, and this is what I mean about the James Wan formula. You know, dark, quiet room, lots of dimly lit figures. He walks up, one's just stood there, creepy face, and he stares at it, and you wait for it to go bah, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just move their eyes. But I'm like, that's just every James Wan film has that. I remember seeing most of them in the cinema. You're sort of like, a bit of music plays, everyone's kind of just enjoying the film, and then it cuts to a room where it's silent, no more score, and something in the room, there's a doorway or something, and then you're walking through that room for about 5 minutes until something goes, bah! My house, and then it's back to the next scene. Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat for an hour.
But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with jump scares, man. Like it's like I don't know. You get
yeah,
something like Hereditary, right? And that's like, let's imagine that's like going to a museum. Then you get something like Insidious or Conjuring, and it's like going on a roller coaster. They're both fine. Like,
it's not like going to roller coaster. It's like going out in Birmingham city centre and just having people scream at you. That's what it's like.
For me, if a jump scare is structured well, and let's talk about the jump scare here. I think it was fine. Like the face one, right? You have a flat, daylight, 3 people around the table, exposition dump, and you're just like, oh, here we go, right? And then bam, when it happens, you're just like, it really gets you. It's kind of like I think it's my second favorite jump scare after The Exorcist 3. Like, I think that one worked really well.
I'm really surprised.
The jump scares that are kind of developed well, and then you have jump scares like the shit in movies like, I don't know, Haunting.
This actually has prompted a question
really
I really want to ask the table. Well, you've said your 2 favorites there. Nick, what's your favorite jump scare of all time? Because it is an art form, I must say.
I don't really. I hate jump scares, so I don't think I have a favorite one. I don't like films where I know that that's what they're relying on to scare me, because I just sit there tense the whole time, and I'm just like, and I'm trying to anticipate them, so I'm just constantly looking around rather than just enjoying the film. So I absolutely hate them.
Agreed.
I can't really say any one stands out for me, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I think The Exorcist 3, because it's not filled with any jump scares. That is a really, really spooky one. I don't know if you've seen it, Nick. Have you seen The
Exorcist 3, did you say?
The jump scare in that?
No. I've only seen the original Exorcist.
It's really good.
Really famous, long locked off shot of a hallway of just like orderlies and nurses walking around a hospital, so 2 corridors either side. And eventually, after about 5 minutes, one comes walking out. And as soon as she comes walking out, it crash zooms in, and there's something right behind her with a pair of like giant scissors about to chop her head off. And it goes like, rah! And it's and I remember thinking like that was like really, really well done. And this one's really well done for the fact it is, like you just said, exposition dump. And then it's the way. What's even more scary than the jump, because the jump is just a loud noise and a scary face. It's the eyes drifting to the left, so she cues you as the audience to expect something. She's chatting, and then she goes, looks, and then there it is.
But I think it does have more than that. Like, I think, like, you got the bit with the baby monitor, any parent's nightmare, right? Your kids are watching Cocomelon, next thing you hear some R. Kelly track on the TV, like, fuck, gotta go push that up.
She took a sweet time to get up the stairs as well, by the way. She was at the bottom of the stairs listening to the whole conversation. I'm like, what are you doing? Get up the fucking stairs.
Hurry up.
But I don't know, like, it's one of those movies for me. It's like a comfort movie. I can always watch it, and I think it did enough different. Like, every time you watch a haunted house movie, right? The first question is, why do you leave the house? And the usual answer is, all our money is tied up in this place, babe. We can't leave. Here, they were like, no, it's not the house that's haunted. It's your son, right? I thought that was really smart.
Yeah,
also,
no, that was. Yeah,
astral projection. I think we've only seen that in Phantasm, but no horror film has really tackled that before. So there's a unique twist there. So I think it does enough to warrant its place in horror. One interesting fact I have on this film. Initially, they wanted Ethan Hawke to play Patrick Wilson's part.
Okay. Probably a better actor, in my opinion.
Yeah, he turned it down and he was like, nah, horror films don't make that much money. And then once it made 100 million, he comes straight back to Blumhouse. Boys, you got anything else?
I bet.
Here's Sinister. When I read the script, he goes, nah, I've already signed. Let's do it. And that's how Sinister happened.
I thought Sinister was a better film, personally. Have you seen Sinister, Nick?
I love them both. They're both really good.
How does this compare to The Conjuring, though? I'm quite intrigued by
Conjuring is a lot. It's more grounded and it's
less goofy.
it's less goofy, and everything is like, you can tell at that point he's kind of perfected how he's going to do his scares and stuff. So everything feels more clean. It's a bigger budget as well, so it has more going on. I just personally like Insidious more, but most people
I like Insidious more.
Conjuring. But most people would say Conjuring is the better film.
Insidious has sequels, right?
Loads.
Yeah, there's
Loads.
there's a red door one, and then there's another one, right?
There's a blue door one.
Does it help? Door. Is it just more let's try and be scary, or do we get more out of the lore?
Insidious 2 is actually quite clever with what I prefer 1, but 2 is quite clever with a certain scene in 1, and then they replay that in 2, and it's done quite well. After that, it's kind of more like, let's just make more for money. The Insidious 3 is different. It's like a prequel. It's pretty good. I don't mind it, but I can see like.
Do they explain at least why people even know about this realm? Because like that woman that turns up to do like make contact and all that kind of stuff.
The old lady,
she knew so much, and I'm like, how does this woman know anything?
She is the main character of the rest of the films. After the first two.
Okay.
It's focused around her and the two Specs and Tucker. It's focused around that team.
Christ, who wants to watch that? So uninteresting.
Hey, I don't mind them. I think they're pretty funny.
They made me laugh. Fucking that gas mask, and she's talking through the gas mask. I was pissing myself off.
For any listener who cared what my favorite jump scare of all time was, it's the one from, what was that film, Rubes, that we liked about the woman who Saint Maud.
Really?
Called. Yeah, that literally gave me a nightmare for about a week, and I'm a full grown man. Wow. And I would dream about it every night. It was so horrible, and it really fucked me up. So check it out. I won't say when it happens in the film, but you'll know when it happens, and it's horrific. There you go.
Yeah,
cool. Anyway,
want to jump in the old elevator?
Yeah, let's do it. Ding! The door's just open. Do you want to get in?
Yeah, let's go.
Step in. Okay, let's go. Right, Nick, let's run. Let's leave him. See you later.
I'm going to run after you suddenly. Blah! Jump scare.
Yeah.
What a tune. What a tune.
Oh, bang it. Has anyone done a house or a trap beat to that? That would be sick. Can you imagine that? Anyway, I can't even beatbox bit. That should be sick. Scooter, the producer.
Now I'm in.
Now we're in. Okay. Well, I'm going to let Nick start the grilling with our 10 questions. Nick.
Okay. So, film into a game. What studio we got making this, man?
I've got Bloober Team, the team that made Silent Hill 2, to work on my adaptation of the Insidious video game.
Bloober Team. Okay.
Should we do what he did to you, Gary? Oh, original. I didn't see that coming.
You were savage to me, you little bastard. Bloober Team famously have made 3 shite games. Loads of shit games, then they've remade Silent Hill 2 and they've done a great job with it, so fair play. I feel like you're pandering to me here.
No. I would never do that. I'd never do that.
Okay, well, let's find out, because the question 2 is, what's the game's log line in one sentence?
So, between the events of Insidious and its sequel, play as Josh and navigate this dream-like labyrinth dimension of the Further to find a way back to the living world before his body is completely taken over by demons.
That's the game plot line?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, it's between Insidious 1. So, at the end, it's like, why would you do that? Yeah. That scene up until Insidious 2, when he returns to his normal body, we obviously, in the movie, we stay with our main characters. Here, you see what he was up to at that time. So, it's all take place in the Further.
What are you just doing? Like fucking elderly people in a dark void. How are you playing the game? I can't stop thinking about Nick saying about the pictures and the old lady in the pictures. It's like so blatant. Oh, how goofy. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Good log lines. He plays Josh. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so why adapt this one into a game then?
So I think horror games usually sell pretty well, right? And it's not an oversaturated market.
No, true.
And like when you look at the Insidious franchise, I think on average they make about 100 million each. So it's a big franchise that makes a lot of money, and horror games all sell well. It's not massively oversaturated. I think that's a good trifecta to get to a good place with this game and make us some moolah. Come on, let's do it.
Make us some fucking money, baby.
Interesting, because we've got a new Resi coming out.
Silent Hill tomorrow or something.
Two of the ports coming over to Switch 2 with a Silent Hill F.
In fact, Silent Hill F's already out. It's been out for weeks. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. There's obviously I think out right now is Little Nightmares 3 as well. So
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And my next question is what platform / console would this game be released on? But before you answer that, I'm going to say it's Bloober Team, so it's going to be like PS5.
Got to be PS5.
Yeah. So this is why I said it's not an oversaturated market, because it is PS5, but also on the VR.
Okay. Oh,
you want this to be a VR?
Oh, good. An Oculus Rift.
Okay. Oculus, that's it. I think it would work really well in as a part of that, because I don't think that horror is perfect for that platform, and there's only like a handful of horror games.
There are some horror games. I've seen people.
And this is designed ground up.
I'm not gonna lie, I was out before. I'm in now. This is unique.
Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit interested now. I'm trying to like walk around in the further.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, brings you closer to the movie. Do you meet the guy with the red face?
Yeah. So I'm assuming your next question is going to be what happens in the game, right?
Yeah.
So I'll answer that. It's a stealth game. There's no combat, right? You have to hide from these spirits in the further, and they all want to possess you, right? So you can have to
hide behind what? You're just in the dark.
No, but obviously, like, we'll take some liberties. We'll create hallways and things like that.
Right.
Where do you hide in the hallway?
So there might be a cupboard. You can hide behind the cupboard. You can hide in the cupboard as they walk around. They don't see you.
So this entire game is just in a cupboard. Like, what the fuck?
Imagine that your wife comes in and watches you with the headset on. She's like, "What are you doing?" "I'm just in a cupboard. Been here for hours. We won't leave. Demons."
So you can hide in all these places, right? And each level has a timer, so you have to get to A to B. So you can't just stand there and hide.
Places.
Right? You have to kind of get from point A to point B. And the lipstick demon, every now and then it appears, and you have to run away from it. Right?
Lipstick demon. What is he?
That's what they call him.
Yeah,
the red face guy. The red.
You got lipstick and key demon or something. That's the other one.
Yeah.
So why are they called that?
I don't know. But yeah, he's like this forward. It's like he appears out of nowhere. You have to kind of run away from him. All the puzzles are kind of audio based. So you kind of, you're following whispers, following creaking floorboards, music, stuff like that.
Walking around, you hear "my house." You turn around, and it's the guy from
Exactly. So that's how the jump scares would work. And then all these different characters, you get kind of like flashbacks of their past every now and then when you go near them. And there's one mechanic where you can call out to Elise, the old woman, so you can hear her voice to kind of like put you on track to where to go. But if you do that, the demons kind of hear it and they kind of start closing in on you. So every time you do that, it's at your own risk. So that's the game.
Okay, so it's a bit like Alien Isolation. You've got to avoid detection.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like for when you asked me about comparables, Alien Isolation meets Silent Hill 2, basically.
Alien Hill. Okay. Right.
Bloober Team VR game.
Yeah.
Where you have to hide in cupboards from old elderly people in the nether.
So, what do you think the biggest risks are for pitching a game?
I think the biggest risk would be relying on a franchise that is kind of moved on from that character, Josh. It's kind of gone obviously with Elise, and that's what people know Insidious with now.
Right. But so why not go with them?
Because I think going with Elise doesn't really work, because she knows too much about the further. So the more you know about something, the less scary it becomes. So I think with Josh, and there's like the Insidious series kind of has tied everything up with everything that's happened. The only thing you don't know is what happens to Josh in that time when he's in the further. So this would be like a nice way to slot that in and fill in that bit of lore.
Oh, it's a shame, because I would love to wear the headset and just be inside that gas mask going.
That's the DLC, mate.
All right. Okay. So
is there a level where you get to go to bed with Rose Byrne and just have a nice night with her?
It's not that kind of game.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, that's a shame.
Damn it.
That's a shame.
All right. How does it end / how do you win?
So I think the target is from your start point, you have to go find the red door. You have to go through the red door. Once you go through the red door, you're back in Josh's body, and that's the third act of Insidious 2. That's where it ends.
That's not how you get back to your body, though. You have to find your body, don't you?
Yeah, but he's through the red door. This comes in the later films. So if you can find that, go through that, you can be back to Insidious 2 timeline, Josh.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. Yeah, I guess just a wild card question from me would be: is there boss fights in this, and how do you what are they, and do you beat them?
So you have the constant threat of the red face guy, right? He's always going to come around and chase you. And
He's
then
the main villain.
He's the main villain. He's like Alien Isolation, where the alien suddenly
He's
comes.
the alien.
He's like that. He can come from anywhere. There are a couple of other bosses, like in the movie, you have a couple of demons that are a bit closer to his son. So the ones he meets in the film, those ones would be around, and they're kind of. It won't be like a typical boss fight. Like, it might be like you'll be in an area, you have to kind of sneak past them, but they're a lot more alert. So it's a bit more difficult to do it. And when they chase you, if they grab you, you die straight away. There's no taking damage. It'll be like that. It's like more, there's higher stakes to these kind of bad guys versus the normal spirits you see wandering around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not very traditional combat or anything like that, really, is it? So
It's more like sneaking around, hiding, stealth, stuff like that.
I guess my wild card question would be then, how long is this campaign? How many hours am I getting out of this?
Well, it's a VR game, so it couldn't be too long. I'd probably say a few hours, a couple of hours maybe.
Okay.
Mate, you're trying to get a green light here. Give me a number. I'm not giving you my money on a few hours. Give me a number.
I said a couple of hours, about a 2 hour campaign.
2 hours. So I'm gonna spend what, 60 quid for 2 hours.
Everything will be RNG. So every time you play it, it'll kind of work differently where the baddies are, blah blah blah. So you can keep, there's a lot of replayability on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can go, like, remember I said that you can get fragmented flashbacks of these spirits. So if you take one route and come across certain spirits, you can see their flashback. You can take a different route.
But you're only going to have, because it's going to be expensive to have 100 flashbacks and different story beats for 100 different. So you're only going to have a handful anyway.
But yeah, but the flashbacks wouldn't be super long, so it wouldn't cost that much to make it. But if you want to make money, you got to spend some money, bro.
Yeah, but flashbacks are pretty much our only story beats, and they're not even that long. This is just wandering about in the dark, isn't it? This entire for 2 hours.
As you wander about, you come into different rooms. Like you come into the son's room, and you see stuff on the wall, and kind of places the story together for you.
I don't want to walk around some boy Dalton's room. What is it called, Dalton?
Yeah.
Just cummy tissues on the floor over here, like Dalton.
Gary's just got to stay in Renee's room the whole time.
Renee. Yeah. Oh god.
A different kind of blood stain on the sheet.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'll buy that now. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Well, okay.
That's it. The boardroom then, I reckon.
I had a great time with this in a totally different way to the one where I had with FIFA, which was just a laugh a minute. I've laughed at this because when you really think about it objectively, it's quite a goofy thing that we're talking about, despite being a horror.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first, Nick? Or?
Just before you set off, right? Just gonna drop some figures for you.
Go on.
Silent Hill 2, right? Over 200 million sales, right? Alien Isolation, over 200 million sales, right? Insidious franchise, total is 750 million across 5 movies, about 100 million per movie. Global market share of horror gaming, 10 billion, rising to 17 billion by 2030, mainly due to VR and AR gaming.
Yeah.
Just so you know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And we could benefit from that if you would have pitched a really good game. But
I agree.
Wandering about in the dark and hiding in a cupboard for 2 hours is not really.
No, you don't.
That's like I'm clamoring for, mate.
You don't hide in the cupboard for 2 hours. That's just one spot you can hide. You can hide behind this, behind that, like whatever.
My goodness me. Oh, where else can I go? In the drawers, under the bed.
Yeah. That sounds like what's her name in the Holocaust? Anne Frank. That sounds like the Anne Frank simulator. Just hiding in the cupboard for 2 hours in the dark.
Just sit there writing a book.
So I was kind of out, and then you said VR, and I was back in, and then I was thinking, like, I'm actually going to green light this, a VR horror based on the IP of Insidious. What can go wrong? And then you pitched the game, and then I thought, I think
I had that roller coaster as well.
Yeah, I was like, you know what really upsets me? Because I was just thinking about it as you were talking. I was like, what would be a more interesting thing is the camera is a key mechanic in the film, and like if you're VR, how interesting would it be to like raise your hands and your camera is a bit like Fatal Frame, your thing. So you're actually going around the house a bit like PT, where you're taking photos and you're seeing the demons, right?
You know what?
You've got to keep doing it to stop them getting too close to you, like the movie.
I did think this, but then I thought it would just be Fatal Frame. That's why I didn't.
You did think this, and then you thought, I'll just make a shit game instead.
It's so savage.
I think it's a really good game, man. I think like full of jump scares, like you turn
I
around,
think-
like fucking hell,
I
what's
think-
that?
My issue is 2 hours in length, right, is short. I know for it's a VR
Super
game.
short, yeah.
So what you've got to capture in those 2 hours has got to be something that goes so viral it sells itself. People clip it up and put it online. I don't think standing in the dark going, "Rah!" If I saw that on TikTok, I'd scroll off. But if I saw like, someone, I would be friends with on the outside world, like a normal person playing a game where they're walking around the house and it's eerie, and then they do this thing with the camera, or they go into the nether, but it's only for a moment, and then that goes viral. I'd be like, that looks really fucking scary, that game. So I think the game would have to be like 15 quid. And
Yeah,
I don't see us making enough money. I don't know how many people even own VR headsets, to be honest. Is it a big market? Is it as big as you said it was?
Apparently,
Let's look into
it's
it.
a growing market. It's a growing market.
Okay.
But I
So
think
it's
it needs
not
more
a market
games.
now.
It needs more games like Insidious to help it, become big. So we could be like first movers, man. First movers. Come on, let's do it.
I could see this
Yeah.
being like, when you go to the O2 and they've got an exhibit and like an experience, I could see this being there, but I couldn't,
Yeah.
I just don't see people buying it and taking it home.
Exactly. You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to bankroll the game. I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of me and Nick here. We're not giving it, but we'll give you 10% of what you need, and you can do a horror night at like Universal Studios.
Yeah,
or
go
something.
Thorpe
Do a
Park.
Blumhouse horror night. Yeah,
You know,
go and do a free
I'll take that Amber Light.
Amber, you're creating a new light now.
I'm afraid, in the words of the song Roxanne by the Police, it's a red light from me. I'm really sorry.
I don't believe
Put on the
it's,
red
uh,
light.
It's a red light, a red door. It's a
Wow.
red everything.
A red
isn't it?
anus, red face.
Man, I treated you two like sons. You fucking stabbed me in the heart.
I treated you like a son! You fucking stabbed me in the heart! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You stabbed me in the heart!
You.
Yeah. But that was interesting, Rubes. That was an interesting pitch, because I think, like Gary said, that was the first time on any of these pitches that I've kind of been out, back in, and then you chuck me back out again with the next way you sold it. So that was a good pitch. I enjoyed it.
I really
Oh,
enjoyed
thank
it.
you
It was a
very
really
much.
fun one to witness, and great. Like, thinking of VR and like uniqueness, that was brilliant. But yeah, I could kind of, as Nick started saying, "Where are we hiding in the dark?" And you were like, "Just furniture around." You're like, "Right." And then
There's a wardrobe.
and he's like, "How long is it?" I don't know. A bit of short. I don't know. It's a VR game, isn't it? Wherever they are. It's like,
Problem is,
half-baked.
I've never played a VR game, so I don't know how long they're going to be.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I just don't see it being the biggest money maker, but a nice love letter
That's fair.
for
That's fair.
fans.
I'm just glad we got to talk about Insidious. It's one of my
That's
favorite
it,
films.
yeah.
No, me too. Me too. These are
It's
ones
so
like,
much fun.
yeah. And actually, we didn't even touch on the fact that, so yes, it paved the way for The Conjuring, but then I don't know if you've ever seen Malignant, Nick. His one
No,
of
I
his latest-
saw doing my research for this. I saw
It's
he's got
fucking
one, yeah.
insane.
It's just goofy
insane.
again. It goes back to being stupid again. Like, it's
Oh,
hilarious.
God.
I think that's what he wants to make. Like, that's what he likes. He likes goofy Italian-inspired horror. So
Is he a good
Sounds
director?
mate.
Is
he's a very good director. He's very good.
Is he though?
100%.
Come on, he's got connections to Malaysia, so of course Rubel's going to say he's great.
No, not that. But like, you don't start 2 multi-million franchises by being shit. 3.
Yeah,
three,
true.
in
I
fact,
think he's
3.
like this
'Cause you're
only
Saw,
the
Conjuring, and
second.
Insidious.
Yeah, but he's only the second director ever to get like $1 billion out of 2 separate franchises, right? With Fast and Furious.
I'm not saying
And,
if he is or isn't a genius.
what's the
I
other
think
one?
he is. But is he a good director?
Aquaman and Fast and Furious. He got like $1 billion. So.
Did
But
he?
even putting those numbers aside, like I think if you watch the amount of horror I watch, like watch Conjuring 1 and then watch one of the ones made by Michael Chavez, who I don't mind him as a director, but watch them side by side, one after another, and you will see how much more James Wan's directing elevates the first 2 Conjuring movies versus those.
I still think they're a bit of a blight on horror in cinema, and I never really look forward to a new James Wan film. If I'm being honest,
Yeah, I don't think his films are for everyone. Malignant is for him, right? He made that.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
the kind of
yeah.
shit he wants to make.
But I
and
watched
it's
one the
not
other
very
day. It was called Together with James Franco and
Oh, the trailer, that
Franco
looks
still.
quite interesting. Yeah, that looked quite interesting.
right. Can I just say, either of you seen it?
No, not yet.
No, yeah.
So I dragged my girlfriend there. She kind of reluctantly came with me. She hates horrors, and I said it doesn't look that scary. I've seen reviews. It's like body horror. She was like, "What's that?" I was like, "They're probably going to merge. It's like 2 people that kind of stick together, and I think they like become one. So it's probably going to be like the poster's 2 eyeballs touching. It's probably going to be gross out kind of stuff." She was like, "Okay." And we went in there, and first 10 minutes it's fine. They're like a couple and they kind of love each other and stuff, but he's a bit anxious. And the first 10 minutes is a bit where they sort of kiss goodnight and go back to back after going to this party. And he hears her say like, God, you're so pathetic, and like tonight was so awful. And he's like, what? And she's like, and then he just hears her in the darkness going like, could you tell him to stop watching us? And he's like, what? She's like, I find it really hard to sleep when they're looking at us. And then he looks up at the end of his bed, and it's just like night vision, almost looking like weird people at the end of the bed staring. And it was fucking chilling. And then it like does something horrific happens, and it's into the next scene. And I just looked at my girlfriend who had her hands over her eyes, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I think this is actually a horror film. I think this isn't just a gross out. And it was a really disturbing movie, really scary movie.
No, I look forward to watching it.
Yeah, same.
Like it does look good. It just came out at a time I was on holiday and I kind of missed it.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that's happened since Insidious, I think that's helped horror movies. Like obviously it's happened before, but it's happened a lot more since. Is I think the directors are focusing more on performances. Because until then, you get a lot of horror movies with the acting shit. I was watching, I can't remember what it was the other day. It's from the 90s. I think Wrong Turn or something. And it's just like, oh, what's with this acting? Like script and acting, like that. You don't need budget for that, you know, like good dialogue and stuff. But I think from like Insidious onwards, you're like Sinister and all of that. You're kind of seeing the acting, that better actors get involved and stuff. Like, it's not just unknowns. Rose Byrne, she's brilliant. I think she adds so much to the film.
Question for the group: what survived longer in the cinemas, torture porn or like slasher?
Slasher was for a long time.
Yeah,
torture porn was very concentrated amount of time.
I think slasher, right?
For like a decade,
I was thinking like Wrong Turn, Hills Have Eyes, obviously the Freddy movies and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that.
Myers, Jason Voorhees, those guys.
There's so many.
Leatherface,
My Bloody Valentine, Texas Chainsaw,
Yeah,
So-
the torture stuff was only held up by, in the end, just Saw. That was the only one that carried on. The rest kind of, Hostel had a good run, but it kind of died pretty quickly. The rest
Hostel's
of them,
pretty
like House of a Thousand Corpses, that like, one movie.
Wolf Creek, was that torture?
Captivity, Wolf Creek, like
I suppose Wolf Creek was,
Me and my mates used to we watched that, and it clearly disturbed us at school. We used to walk around the next day at school going like, I'll cut your tits off. And like,
I watched it when I was
"You ever
young.
see it?" Really?
Yeah. Like,
What did you do that for?
Because someone recommended it. And I was like, all right, come in. So we was like, it was like a bit of a rainy
great.
day out, like just the only time it absolutely hammered down. So we watched Wolf Creek, and fucking hell.
Really?
Not a good idea.
Oh, dude, that would shit me up. Any guy that looks vaguely like that man got a Mick or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's
I'd be
it.
like, oh God.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to lift, mate? You drunk, are you? Like, no, thank you, please. I'll catch your tits off. Or just striker.
Nice,
Anyway,
nice.
Lovely. Was there anything else you guys wanted to say before we part ways?
Yeah, before we ask Nick about his one, I do want to say that that's some good news and bad news. Good news is I've opened us a Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
Bad news is you're leaving the show.
No, within a couple of hours, I got us permanently banned.
Remember you saying,
Makes zero sense, right?
What happened?
All I did was I started a
It's
page.
one racist meme, and then suddenly
No, and there's there's a bunch of pages that are designed to promote your podcast, right? So I went onto those pages. I kind of like, hey, here's a new podcast. We're just starting. You know, I thought you might help us grow a bit because we're still quite early days. So I posted in about 5 or 6 of them, and then I kind of went out, did a Rocky montage, came back, looked really good, felt pumped, logged on because you're permanently banned. Not a strike, no warning, nothing. I tried to email them, like, what the fuck happened? They're like, you can contest. I'm like, yeah, damn right I contested. Then they're like, you lost your contest. And yeah, you're permanently banned. Fuck off. I think, all right, fuck Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
Who needs him? Who needs him? Sorry if any of our listeners are on Facebook. Yeah, we can't find you there. Come find us somewhere else where the pensioners aren't hanging out. Nice one. All right, Nick, do you want to give us some clues to your episode?
Okay, so I'm going to do game into a film.
Next pod is game into a film.
So it's going to be, this is a sequel to a film that's already come out.
Story 2.
It's going to be a game that's got a lot of shithousery involved. And
shithousery.
Yeah. And you need dice to play it.
Ooh.
I know exactly what this is.
I know exactly what it is, but I'm not going to say. We'll say off air. All right. Do you know exactly what it is? Comment in the comment section below. if you want to have a stab at those. So thank you. Hey, thank you for listening and joining us for another episode of the Screenplay Podcast. If you'd like to get involved, please email us at thescreenplaypodcast@gmail.com, or if email's too old school, follow us on our socials. Links are in the description. As always, find us on Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, or come and see our real faces in real life on video on YouTube. And with that, boys, adios.
Peace.